Welcome to one of the world's most unique cities, one which was once a powerful empire state and which embraces water like no other. Welcome to Venice.
One of the easiest ways to get to Venice is by bus or train. Either will lead you right to the heart of the city. Water taxis are also a common way to and from the airport.
The Rialto Bridge is located on the Grand Canal and is one of the most famous bridges in Venice. Constructed in 1591, it was one of the first dry crossings over the canal and it provides some of the best views of Venice.
Close to the Rialto Bridge, you'll find an incredible bookshop called the Libreria Acqua Alta. The story goes that there was a gondola used to save as many books as possible during a flood, and the damaged books have now been used to make a staircase, which you can actually peek over the top to see all the amazing gondolas and rivers underneath.
Venice is famous for its gondolas. Bear in mind though that they can be quite expensive, between 80 and 100 euros for a 30-minute trip for up to 5 people.
St. Mark's Square is one of the most famous spaces in the city. It's a vast open space in a city full of narrow, crowded walkways. We arrived before 9 AM and as you can see, the square was nice and quiet. But be aware that any later in the day, the square starts to get much busier.
The Bridge of Sighs is named as it was a passage used for escorting prisoners from the Doge's palace to the prison. Legend states this was the prisoners' last look at sunlight, and they used to sigh as they made their way across.
If canals are out of your budget but you want to spend time in the water, then boat trips are another option. Tickets cost €9.50 for a single one-use journey, and it's valid for 90 minutes. You can get to the closest island, San Giorgio, and back on one ticket, but the further islands will probably need two. Just make sure you validate your ticket at the terminal on your way through to avoid any potential fines. Welcome to Padova.
So we chose to come to Padova because it was close to Venice and we didn't want to stay in Venice itself and pay those prices.
It's only about a €4.50 train ticket away. Takes about 25 minutes or so, or you can also get the bus, which is, yes, it really makes up for the price difference between the two cities.
But we're really glad we came here. It's a nice little place, and if you get the chance, don't pass up the opportunity.
Welcome to St. Anthony's Basilica, established 1200 AD. This was named after the theologist St. Anthony, who lived in Padova when he was little and was extremely fond of the city. Something very exciting or interesting about the basilica is it's the final place for a pilgrimage from the city of Arcello to Padova. This is because St. Anthony wanted to arrive in Padova for his final resting place. Unfortunately, he didn't make it, and in his honor, thousands of people every year travel between the two cities and make this their final place.
It costs €1 to enter, but you're not allowed to take any pictures or videos inside, so we'll see you in a bit.
Okay, we just came out of the basilica. So we were wrong before, it doesn't cost €1 to enter, it's actually free to enter. It's €1 if you need to buy a shawl to cover your shoulders. A lot of churches, I think almost all churches in Italy, you do need to have your shoulders covered to be allowed to enter. I actually purchased one just across from the basilica, and that's also an option if you want one maybe to keep for a little bit longer rather than just to go around. We discovered when you leave the basilica, go through the exit, then you enter into this really big courtyard and you can take some really nice pictures there. You can see the angel who's right at the top of the basilica, and there's a gift shop, toilets, and you can also purchase audio guides in a few different languages.
Prato delle Valli, and it's one of the largest squares in Italy. There are 78 statues surrounding the square, all depicting famous residents of the city. Galileo is number 36. Prato delle Valli is one of the main areas of celebration in Padova, with festivals and markets taking place here. So this is the Bo Palace, or the University of Padova. Established in 1222, it's one of the oldest universities in the world and second oldest in Italy. Galileo was a lecturer here, and the word Bo comes from the local butcher shop which was nearby. Welcome to Milan!
Milan's central station is one of Europe's busiest and is the largest in size. From here you can catch trains across Italy and beyond, and you can also find your way to Milan's metro service, which can get you nearly anywhere in the city. Welcome to two of Milan's most famous sites. On my left is the very grand Duomo, and on my right is the Galleria Vittorio.
The Duomo was only completed in 1965. It costs €8 to enter the cathedral, but the queues can be extremely long, so you might want to get the skip the line pass for €28.
The Galleria Emanuele is home to some of the biggest names in fashion, from Gucci to Prada. Built in 1877, it is Italy's oldest shopping gallery and is one of the must-see places in Milan. As you leave the Galleria, you can also visit the Leonardo da Vinci Museum.
Welcome to Como. You can get to Como by train from Milan Central Station for only €5 each way per adult. It takes around 40 minutes to get to Como San Giovanni Station, and from there it's about a 10-minute walk to the town.
Como's funicular was first used in 1894 and takes you up to the village of Brunati. It's roughly a 7-minute ride and it offers some stunning views at the top.
So we got the funicular up to the top of this amazing viewpoint. Cost €6.10 for a round trip per adult. Definitely worth it. This viewpoint was about a 10-15 minute walk, but there were plenty of spaces to have a look at around the way. We went up the funicular around 10 AM and walked straight through, but when we walked by later there was a large queue, so we advised going earlier in the day.
Welcome to Pisa.
So the tower first started being constructed in 1173, and until they got to the second floor, that's when it started to sink, so they stopped for a better part of 100 years. After that, when they restarted it, they made the floors so that one side is bigger than the other to accommodate for the tilt and so the tower doesn't fall down. Over the years, the tilt has got progressively worse, and by 1990 it was at almost 5 degrees. So they've had to rebuild it a little bit just to straighten it up and make sure it doesn't fall and kill everyone. The rivalry between Florence and Pisa led to both cities building their cathedrals at the same time. In fact, the baptistry in Pisa is very similar to the one in Florence.
So if you have one day of Pisa and you've finished seeing the tower, then you can either go to Florence, you can go to Lucca, or you can do what we did and you can come to the beach.
You can get the bus from central Pisa to Marina de Pisa for €2. Make sure you get there early as it gets very busy. You can pay for a spot on the beach for around €20 a day, or try your chances on the free sections.